I just spent the last 30 minutes crying as I read about all the mass deportations that are starting to occur, and also seeing okay, gonna try to make it through. Seeing the aftermath of the fires in Los Angeles and knowing that a lot of the population that was affected were Latinos and people of color. And I just felt so much grief and anger because growing up being an immigrant kid, and having to grow up with a realization that you could go to school and your parents could get deported while you're at school and you come home and they're not there, was a real fear that I had as a child. Also, having to watch your parents go work their second job as soon as you got home from school and locking yourself in your room because that was the only way to keep you safe because your parents couldn't afford a babysitter. Growing up with all of that, and just trying your best and going to school and pretending like you're just like every other kid is an experience that I don't wish on anyone. And it's been so hard to see the amount of hate that has grown as the Trump MAGA supporters have kind of come out of the woodwork, and they call us criminals, and they call us these awful things, and it's like at some point it just wears you down, and I just want to live in a place where I feel wanted and I feel like I matter, not like I'm this topic of debate, and that my existence should be questioned as to whether or not I'm supposed to be here. And that's all I have for now.
¿Extraña Cuba?
Extraño a mi familia. Este país me enseñó cosas que nunca pensé tener. Y a veces veo que la gente se queja y no saben de lo que uno tuvo que pasar. La comida, el trabajo sin sentido. Y aquí estoy intentando trabajar más duro, que cuando me retire pueda salir a viajar, a conocer el mundo, saber que mi familia tiene lo que nunca pudo tener, no sé, quizás un techo mejor, comer algo que nunca pudo comer, las amistades que verán la vida pasar y en un televisor donde las otras personas están disfrutando y ellas no pueden, y se acostarán ese día pensando en qué sería estar en un lugar como este y despertarse en un mundo de miseria y pobreza sin sentido. Y es difícil, pero nada.
Life in the US right now is getting hard, very hard, mostly on Latino side. Latinos now, they have fear that most of their friends, families, and they are getting deported very soon, as DT stated. And this guy went ahead and voted for DT. Now they are scared about what's going to happen because deportation is knocking on the door. Their friends and families are undocumented immigrants. So that is why they have such kind of, emotions, they have such kind of fear of what's going to happen. It can be even, you can feel them. Yes, you can feel them because I think you cannot be happy when you see your family member or your brother, your sister, your friend is being deported when he come to achieve an American dream, when he come to fight for American dream which is no longer there. That's what I believe, but maybe you can tell me in the comment section, do you believe American dream is still there? Without taking much of your time, we have different stories, people expressing their emotion, people expressing their stories, telling us what happened to them. Let's take this time and watch these stories. We'll come back with a commentary. Don't go, please watch video till the end, and don't forget subscribe, like, and share this video. All credits belong to the creators in this video.
A lot of people don't like coming on social crying because a lot of the time it's a oh brother moment, and I get it, but I'm very up to here with immigration right now, and especially as a DACA recipient, it's just having to like jump over. Sorry, here we go again. This is coming from a place of hurt, y'all, because I'm very grateful for a lot of things and the opportunity I have, but it can get really stressful sometimes because of people's own personal stories and issues and problems with their DACA. I've never had issues with renewing my DACA as much until this year. My DACA got filed incorrectly, so I had to refile it again as an emergency situation, and had been here waiting for processing even though my DACA has already expired. And I finally got my appointment to go get the last bit of my screening and fingerprints and stuff, and I show up to the place that I go to. It's about an hour away from my house, and they're closed, and I have to reschedule. I don't want to cry anymore. I'm tired of hurting. But this has affected so much of my mental health. And I don't want to be weak and cry about it, but sometimes I hold everything and this happens, and I don't have anyone to really talk about it, because I feel like I talk about it so much. I talk about it so much to the point where I feel like I'm repeating myself. So I'm just frustrated because the office is closed because of mourning for Jimmy Carter, which we mourn for him, but I just wish I had an email or something, because I just show up to basically another closed door temporarily again, and I'm having to reschedule and figure out how I'm gonna do another half month without the security of my life right now, and then we're gonna get a snowstorm, so it's just like, when can I catch a break? And so for any of you who have friends or family or even coworkers who have DACA or under DACA, please check in on them, because sometimes it can be really hard and we tend to internalize a lot of our feelings. And be very supportive towards them, because they always have to do above and beyond, and we're grateful, but we always have to go above and beyond, and we're never enough for one place or another, so it feels very lonely. But yeah, be kind to them and understanding. love thy neighbor, and be kind to each other, because some of us are just trying to just live our lives quietly without trouble, and we still hit these hurdles. But yeah, I just wanted to be able to word vomit, because I'm alone, as you can tell. I came to my appointment alone, because I thought I could handle it, but I think I sometimes need the support, or at least to just word vomit. I don't know, I just feel really lonely, and I turned this on. Yes, be kind to each other and check on other people, even if they're not DACA. Check in on each other, because it's a very high stress time currently in America, and we have to keep going forward and tackle the next day, and keep tackling and keep working hard. Ponte las pilas. That's what I used to hear a lot growing up, and now I'm gonna tell y'all, ponte las pilas, gente, because it's hard out here. It's always been hard out here, but damn, is it hard. All right.
Can't be the only person who feels like this. So I'm 30 years old. I'm unemployed. I've been unemployed for 4 months. I literally can't get a job. I've applied to over 150 jobs. I now have negative $4.41 in my savings account because of the monthly service fee that just hit. I don't know when I'm going to get a job. I feel very lost. This feeling of being unemployed and applying to jobs and retailing your resume, getting rejected, and then seeing the job reposted literally 2 weeks later is demoralizing. And remembering that I am still worthy and I am still valuable has been very difficult. I left my last job because it was destroying my mental and physical health. I liked the job, but I just couldn't do it anymore. And so I applied to a new job, and I was going to make the most money I was ever supposed to make in my life. And they laid me off 4 days before I was supposed to start due to company reorganization. And I haven't been able to find a job since. I don't have a Roth IRA. I don't have any type of investment accounts. I don't know if I'll ever own a house. I am married, but we're both children, to be quite honest with you. I live in an apartment that we can no longer afford because I lost my job. Moved down here for the job that laid me off 4 days before I was supposed to start. So when you sign a lease, you just can't get out of it like that. That's not how that works.
¿Por qué viniste aquí a los Estados?
Por ver una vida mejor, le digo, por trabajar. Yo quise trabajar porque en Ecuador no tengo nada. O sea, yo quise ver, como vi en el TikTok que salía tantas cosas que hay hasta para lavar baños, así. Pero aquí no hay nada. Entonces ya no aguanto más, mejor ya me voy a mi país.
Entonces, ¿su vida era peor aquí en Nueva York que era ahí en Ecuador?
Sí, yo pensaba que era un poquito más bueno, ¿no? Porque aquí los arriendos también son carísimos. Entonces, para mí solita, que estoy yo sola, no me quieren ni dar ni chester, nada. Entonces, miles de veces me voy a mi Ecuador.
¿Cómo llegaste aquí a los Estados Unidos?
Por la selva, caminando, viniendo por la frontera, por la Candil, así.
¿Y cuánto tenía que pagar los carteles y para todo para que podría llegar aquí?
Yo gasté total 400, ¿cómo es 400,000, solita yo, para pagar coyotero, todo eso.
¿Ahora vas a regresar a Ecuador con más dinero que tenía o menos ahora?
Menos, me voy con 1,000.
What's life like in America right now? Let me give you some insight. Last week, my son was really sick. So sick that I thought that we needed to take him to the hospital. But I had to hesitate. I had to doubt myself because I didn't know if we could afford a hospital bill. I didn't know if I could afford to get my son the medical treatment that he needed. So for about 30 seconds, I had to hesitate. I had to doubt. I had to justify taking my son to the hospital to get help. I had to doubt whether or not I could afford to get help for my child. The sad part is I think that that's probably the reality for a lot of us right now, and it's not fair. No parent should ever have to question whether or not they can afford to get their children help, medical help, whether or not they can afford to take their sick child in, afford to get their child medication, afford to do anything for their child. I had to justify if my son was sick enough to take him to the hospital. Let that sink in. I took him, and he's okay. He's wonderful. I took him, and he got wonderful help from Children's Hospital. He absolutely did. But I had to hesitate because I know that that's a hefty bill coming in. And I don't know if we can afford it. And because of that, my son, or other children out there might not be getting the help they need because their parents can't afford it. We can't do it. Yeah.
The United States is the bad place, especially when you get old. Let me tell you what it's like to be an elder person in the United States right now. So Mama Ruth is 90 years old. She is on the cusp of needing hospice care. She is mostly immobile and definitely housebound. She worked at the same job, a government contract place. She built bombs for all the wars they put us in. She worked there for 28 years. Her pension check is $400. Her Social Security check is a little over $900. So let's round up to say $1,400 a month. Now, luckily, she doesn't have a mortgage or rent. But she's got basic utilities, basic cable, home insurance, home taxes. And they take the Medicare premium out of her Social Security check every month, even though she paid into it every single paycheck. She has to pay a copay for every doctor visit, more for specialists, which is all she needs at 90. And she has a copay with all of her prescriptions, so that's almost $80 a month. So between all those things and food, and she was cutting herself back real bad on food before I moved in, there is nothing left. And at this point in her life, she needs medical supplies. And those are super expensive. To get the ultra-absorbent adult diapers so that in the middle of the night when she's the most confused and disoriented, she doesn't have to make a mess and lay in her own urine until she calls us to come in and help her clean up. Super absorbent diapers, hugely expensive. The disposable washcloths that we use to help clean her up, super expensive. Bath benches, pressure sore pillows, all of those are really expensive. In the meantime, my husband just retired and he got on Social Security. It's $25,000 a year. And if he goes and works a job to supplement the income, if he goes over $1,100 a month, they're going to take his check away. But they're not capping the wealthy. They're not even taxing the wealthy. And the Republicans continue to strip every one of the social programs that we have in place so that the elderly and the people in poverty can live with dignity. The United States is the bad place.
The recent election, Latinos voted in big numbers for DT. Now, they voted for DT because of economic reasons. Yeah, they was projecting the economic reasons. The guy have some of the economic plans that pushed Latinos to vote for him, you know. So they went ahead and vote But in the Trump plan, there were plans to deport illegal immigrants, which is good because let me tell you, there is no country in the world which can allow illegal immigrants. But it's not good for America. America was not designed for this. I don't know, you can tell me in the comment section, but America is a country of immigrants. It's a country of everyone, to come and achieve American dream. So right now, DT is planning to deport on the first day. That's what he said. We are waiting on the 20th. That's when he's going to deport the immigrants, illegal immigrants. But there is a problem here. Illegal immigrants are the most important people in America because they're the one who are able to do that that job you cannot do. They're able to go in that kitchen and be the kitchen helper. They're able to go and work in the farmers. They're able to go and work down there where you cannot go and work because of the payment. Those illegal immigrants are the one who are able to do that. So once they are getting deported, who is going to do the job? That's the question you could ask. Who is going to go in those farms? Who is going to go in those factories? Who is going to go in those restaurants? Who is going to go there to do the job? That will be a problem. So now Latinos are not in a settled mind. Latinos, it's crazy. Imagine you vote against your own rights. It happened live, where you do mistakes. I don't know. But this mistake can cost you a lot. It can cost you a lot, which is the one that is going to happen. Now people are crying. People are very sad because of what's going to happen to their fellow friends, even to themselves, to the illegal immigrants. Yeah. And even life in the state right now is not easy. When you go to the Latino side, they meet with a lot of discrimination. Some people, they call them that they're not Americans. They're not Americans. So they've met a lot of discrimination plus deportation. Hey, that's so crazy, man. That's so crazy. Because apart from racial discrimination, that's what the Latino experience based on their, what I'm talking about, and economic discrimination also, and then income inequality. That is what also happens to the people like the Latinos, and Black. It happened. Yeah, it happened. So it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy to the Latino side to experience such kind of situation where your brother, your sister is being deported. It's crazy. It's crazy. When he came or she came with a dream to make it in life, because you can make it in America. America is a beautiful country. America is one of the beautiful countries where you can make it. It's not like other countries where you can die trying. America, there's a chance to make it. Even if it's getting slow down, but there's still a chance to make it. So imagine being deported when you're not yet made your chance, when you're not yet done what you came to do, when you're not yet achieved the American dream. Like the way they say. So it's crazy, man. It's very sad. It's very sad because in America, man, you can die working. You have to know this. You can die working. You can die working because no one is caring about you. No one is caring about you. Life is not easy. Life is too hard, man. If I watch such stories, I shed some tears because, Uh, Everywhere in the world, life is not easy, you know. But when you watch such stories, you feel the pain. You feel the pain. Because I know wherever you're watching these videos, there are such people. There are people who made you cry. There are people, even if you forget yourself, there are people you watch their stories and then you feel like, man, this is crazy. You feel the pain. You feel the pain. And you might also be in that situation, like the situation they are in. So you feel the pain, So that is it. Latinos are scared of being deported and they're the one who voted. So what can you tell them in the comment section? Tell me, what can you tell them? Because, it's crazy. I don't know how to explain this, but tell me in the comment section what do you think about these stories of what's going on in the US. Very soon, on 20th of this month, the guy is going in the office. So we are waiting with curious to see what's going to happen, because the guy have already given what he's going to do. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please share these stories and tell me in the comment section what you think about this video. Let's catch up in the next episode. See you next time.